All right. Well, that took me forever to figure out. I don't know what, but thank you, Curtis Dashavalon, whatever your name is nowadays. Thank you so much for helping. You get some light on the subject. I don't think I want to play now because it's so late, but I will get it set up. But then I was also going to, man, help me out here. I was going to sand this bad boy tomorrow, but maybe I'll do other work around the house and sand it on Sunday. All right, so now why am I going to my phone? Oh yes, I'm going to my phone to control this. There we go. That's our hue lamp. Looks like that number 3 there could go down a bit. Sorry, I'm messing with the lights here, everybody. That's my 3rd. Oh, no, that's that one. We'll stick with this for now. All right, well, anyway, there's my first table with my my first setup and my new table. I still have to sand and finish this table. So I was going to play a quick Blitzkrieg game with using a scenario out of just something I found on the Blitzkrieg Commander site. Anywho, it's now late, so I don't know if I'll get started here or not. And of course, setting up the board is supposed to be fast, and it took me a while, but it took me a couple hours to think about what I want to do, set it up. So basically what's going to happen is here, this is around Cobra time, not Cobra, but around Con. I tried to look up this town with this scenario supposedly set, and I couldn't find it, but basically the SS is going to come on this way. They're all over there. But that's kind of blue over there because it's kind of marshy and flooded. So tanks actually can't go through there, and I still need to get the half tracks out. They're going to come on the board, and all they have to do is get 2 units in this town. And I'm going to say in these 2 blocks here. If they get the 2 units in there, then they win. Another thing is that there's 30, there's a countdown clock for the game, and it's 30, I don't know, cloud covers at 30. And you roll a d6 at the beginning of each turn, and you subtract that amount from the thing. So the fastest it could go would be 5 turns, and as soon as it goes below 0, that's the last turn, and that's when the J-bows or the planes can come in and get them. And these British troops have to hold them back from doing that. The British get a setup on half the board. This is heavy bocage over here. Tanks can really only go through the roads and any wheeled vehicles. And the rest of it, everything else blocks. So this is like a hindrance. These are hedges. Bocage totally blocks line of sight. Forest. I'm going to use Blitzkrieg Commander rules, but I'm going to use Iron Cross activation, which is you get points, or I'm going to use pennies or something. So you get a token per unit, and to simulate the benefit of command in this, I will give a extra token for command, or a token for command unit. So I'll count it as a unit. But then based on if there are 7 I don't actually know how to do this. The lowest ranking you can get for leadership in there is a 6. So maybe a 6 doesn't get an extra. A 6 does not get a command chit, we'll say. A 7 does get a command chit. An 8 gets 2. A 9 gets. An 8 gets 2. A 9 gets 3. And a 10 gets 4. Because let's say you get 1 for a command because it's a unit, and then your rating above 7 gets it. So 8 would give you 1 more, 9 would give you 2 more, 10 would give you 3 more. I'm sure that doesn't make sense if you don't know. I'm trying to merge Iron Cross and Blitzkrieg Commander. Blitzkrieg Commander uses a command value. So this CO for the British is 9. So they're going to get 1 token because it's a unit, sort of, and then 2 extras. So they'll have 1, 2, let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So they have 23, 24, 25, and then this H here, they only have 1. This scenario is designed with very limited command. It's very interesting. I don't know if it was designed for an earlier version of the rules or what, but anyway, so they'll get like, I already forgot what my number was, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26. So they'll get a total of 26, whereas the Germans are going to get a total of 1, 2, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 22, but their command is 10 and 9, so 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So they're going to get 27 versus 26. I think I'm going to have to check Iron Cross, but when a unit is destroyed, do you lose a token? I would think so. So another, all right, let's look here. Looking out of Iron Cross. So what's interesting, the rules were kind of like, yeah, it's all right. But I liked the activation with the points. I thought that was kind of cool. And you could vary that, based on your command. You could also vary it based on, let's say they got extra, maybe they were short on supplies, so you could maybe take a couple away. Or maybe they get some later in the game, maybe some supplies rolled in. Or maybe, oh, how about this? How about if it's a paradrop scenario, you could drop in the supplies. Once a unit gets to the supply bin, they get extra command points. I mean, just to simulate all that. Yep. Remove any command tokens which represent a destroyed or removed unit. So in Blitzkrieg Commander, you have a number of hits per unit, be somewhere between 3 to 6. So that's going to be the morale. So what's going to happen is if you suffer a hit, you're going to get a morale marker, and so that'll add up. And what's cool about that, so you're not going to really become suppressed as you do in Blitzkrieg Commander. Now I'm getting that, except for my voice. I don't know why my voice is going away. I must be nervous. I'm so nervous. So in Blitzkrieg Commander, you get shot, you possibly could get suppressed. So that means you can't do something. Well, in Iron Cross, what happens is you get a morale marker, and that morale marker challenges you to activate. So let's say this tank here has a morale marker on it, and I want to roll to activate. Now there's something else I need to check. Hold on. Before I go any further. All right. So what happens is I'm gonna have these tokens or coins or something. And so when it's time to activate, I'll put a token there so I know that he's activated. So what's going to happen is, so in Blitzkrieg Commander, based on your command value, so let's say it's an 8, like I said, for this headquarters, which is here. He's got an 8. So I need to roll less than an 8 to command my units. If I want to do a second command, you subtract 1. So now it's a 7. So you have to roll 7 or less. If you want to do it a third time, it'd be 6 or less. Fourth time, 5 or less. So that's how that works. Obviously, your chances between rolling 2 die go down. In Iron Cross, to activate a unit, the first activation is free, okay? And then once I see a token on there, now I know I have to, so once I see one token on there, I have to roll higher than that number on there. So if there's 1 on there, I have to roll 2 or higher on 1d6. Once I've activated a second time, he's done what he's going to do. I then, if I want to activate him a third time, well, now I have to roll a 3 or higher because I have 2 tokens on there. So my question, so what's going to happen is, let's say he has a couple morale markers. Let's say he has a morale marker and an activation. So I've activated him once. He's got a morale marker. Let's say he took it while he was doing moving, and he took it while he took a morale marker while driving. I want to activate him again. Let's say maybe to get him out of the line of sight of those tanks. So I'm going to move him over here. Well, now it's going to take me, instead of just rolling a 2 or higher because he's activated once, it's going to now take a 3 or higher because he's got an activation token and he's got a morale marker. So the morale will eventually make it so you can't do anything. And this tank takes 6 hits. Once he takes, so now that's what I need to look up here. So hold on here. So blah, blah, blah. A score of 6 always succeeds. Well, that's fascinating. So you can have, wow. So you could have, wow, okay, dang. You could unlimited activations here. You can also react in this, and I'll allow that as well. That's another rule that will go. So then basically there, it's tougher. You have to roll a 3 or higher. Plus, if you've already acted and you already have morale markers, you add that. So again, a 6 always succeeds. But that's going to use it for that turn. So that's kind of cool. It kind of takes it away from what you're able to do during the turn. Kind of balances out there. But what happens is you may attempt to interrupt the other side at any point during their unit's movement and before any dice are rolled. Shoot, I'd just say it before you shoot too, as far as I know. Well, unless they're not found, okay. If the reaction roll is a 6, the reactive player has now seized the initiative. His units reacts as above, and then the player completes his action that was interrupted, but now the interrupter is now the active player. Interesting. Okay. I still need to see. So I'm not going to use their firing, moving, or firing or moving rules. All right. The accumulation of morale markers will degrade your force and prevent it from performing effectively. Multiple activation will become difficult and offensive capabilities hampered by spending a command token. So I'd take one of my command tokens, and then I may remove a morale marker. Specific units do not need to be nominated before spending tokens and rolling. So then what happens is you roll. On a score of 1 or 2, the test fails. On a score of 3 to 5, the player removes 1 morale. I think my dog needs to go out. You may get to look at this blank screen for a sec, or the board for a second. Now you get to hear me do my thing. Do you need to go outside? She's looking at me like, why don't you go to bed, dude? If Lisa were here, we'd be in bed already. Okay, so anyway, roll on a 1 or 2, the test fails. 3 or 5, you remove 1 morale marker. If you get a 6, you remove all of them from a single unit. A player may take as many company morale tests as they wish, restricted by the availability of command tokens. If a unit accumulates more morale markers than its morale value, which I'm saying is its hits value in this case, so if it's a 6, then once it takes its 7th one, it's removed from battle. Now they have something called fallback. A unit may choose to fall back, which is a special type of movement away from the enemy if the unit has previously been activated or attempted to react. Then it must be reactivated using the normal reactivation method. Morale markers are ignored for modifiers when rolling to reactivate. A unit would execute the fallback may move up to a rapid rate, which we don't really have, so just its normal rate. A unit that is unable to move further away from the enemy units within 12 inches, I'll say 12 centimeters, may not fall back. Vehicles may fall back in reverse. Units which execute a fallback, so they have fallback in Blitzkrieg Commander, but you suffer it if you suffer more morale. Each time you suffer an extra morale shot, a suppression effect. Units which execute a fallback move may also roll a die to attempt to remove a single morale marker. When rolling a 4+, you remove a single blah, blah, blah. Units may only perform a single fallback move per turn. Okay. So I guess if I have a morale marker on there and it's my first activation, I still get to activate without any penalty. That's interesting. That means you want to get, man, that means you're not really suppressed. Now we'll see how that goes. I'm also, I'm considering the breakpoint rules as well for that. And free. Yeah, there goes my dog. One thing I noticed on this table is, well, first of all, I can't leave my computer up here. It's dangling. Oh, I have a viewer. Hey, viewer. Can you hear me? What's going on? Can you chat something to me? I'm not sure how to include other people on this. I guess I can add someone. That's inviting people. I guess that viewer, if you wanted to jump in, I don't know how you do that. I used to know how to run this. It's very interesting how it seems a little different. Control room. I don't really want to mess with anything right now on this right now. I guess, well, I said I am testing, so yeah, I mean, can you even hear me? If you can or can't, let me know what the volume's like on this. Whoa, what the heck happened there? Okay, wow, I don't know what happened there. Bringing up chat again. Hey, viewer. Anyway, so now basically what I need to do is I just need to set up the board. Oh, and I need to get out the other German units. Which are half tracks. So I get 5 half tracks and 2 armored cars. I couldn't really find armored cars in the Blitzkrieg lists, which was kind of weird. So I just made them 250s. And then of course the 251s, coolest half track ever. And does everyone else think that? No, I got 2 viewers. This is really strange. It's strange because I don't know who you are. And I can't hear you. Kev's done this. Kev inspired me. Kev Sharpen's Big Board Gaming inspired me to do this because he's been doing a couple of these lately. And I don't know, it's been cool. Okay, I'm going to have to go into the other bin. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling these out from my collection here. It's a piece of paper from blocking them. They're magnetized. For the second viewer, if you can type a question to me or something, let me know if you can hear me. Everything cool? Pulling up and open one more box. So anyway, just setting up a game. I thought I was going to get played today, but it's probably not going to happen today. What would you use as an armored car for the Germans? This list I got just said armored car. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, maybe one of these little doohickeys with these 222s or whatever. I don't think, did they use those in, you're not gonna be able to see this, of course. They use those in late war. I will use that. I statted them out as 250s, but now that we're sitting here, I'll go see if they have stats for those on the late war army list. And as I said, this is SS attacking here. And around con. Whoa, 4 viewers. What the heck? Welcome all viewers. Let me know if you can hear me. Chat, do something. Oh, I lost a viewer. All right. All right, let's look here. You're not gonna be able to see that either. Oh, especially that angle. Ah, you need a. So there are the stats. Hey, it's backward. Is it backwards to you all, or is that just backwards to me? That's interesting. All right, I'll have to check that out when I watch it. I think you can mirror. Okay, I gotta tell you guys, I just love reading these rules. All right, let's look on the army list. I should come around over here. It's probably going to be called as a recce vehicle or something. Yeah, I don't think they made them. I don't think they had them back in the late war. Like a 222. I was having a hard time. The Germans had so many vehicles. Let's see if I can do a Germany. In 234, they're calling a Puma. Trucks, motorcycles, half tracks. Yep, 222. Now, I'll just stick with my stats I pulled up for the 250. It's probably pretty close. Actually, it looks like it had more firepower. And it's not open top, which I think affects when mortars fire on it. Yeah, let me look at that 222 again. Maybe I'll change it. No artillery in this. British versus German. SS attacking a town. Saint AWRY. Again, I looked it up. I couldn't find it. But it's around Caen where they're having trouble. That side of the board is wet, kind of flooded. Only infantry can move through it. Half tracks and wheeled can't. British set up on this half of the board. This is Bocage. Vehicles can't move through that. Only infantry. Pardon the wackadoodle roads here. These are made out of caulking, and they warp. They did not stay flat. Did not work out like I'd hoped. Need to try it again because a friend Tim has done it and they look great. So I just need to try it again. So it's either a 221 or a 222. Looks like the firing weapons and all that is the same, except for it does have anti-tank at 1 at 30. I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to keep it the same because the stats for the 250 are about the same. So we'll stick with that. Okay. There's that. Now I just need to set up my defense as the British. I think I need to spray all my bocage a little bit more with some white PVC glue because it sticks to everything. And these Brillo pad little hedges I made, just basically cutting. I need to add some flock and put them on sticks and put some, kind of make them all wavy, cut them wavy. And put some white PVA glue. It might cut down on it. I mean, they're like, it's like Velcro. I mean, it sticks to it. Like, you know, if I don't really want to do it, but you go like this, it's going to pick it up. It's kind of a pain. Now, fortunately, it doesn't stick on this, but if I use my HOTS mat, it sticks to that because it's got that little whatever. Yeah, I was going to put that here. Whatever. Okay. So, setting up the British. Oh, man, it's too bad. Now, the thing is you can set up hidden as the British, but I don't know if you noticed, but it's just me. So, I don't need to do that. And I've got a 105 Sherman I thought I'd put in the town. And I've got a couple Fireflies that I thought I'd split up. Basically, I'm going to split up the commands. I've got 7 Sherman 75s, so I'll do 3 and 4. I'll put a Firefly with one of them, and I'll put a Firefly with the other ones. I've got 3 infantry units that I'll put in the town. When I have people shooting out of a town, I have them with a limited line of sight. I can't decide if I should do, in the rules it's not really clear, so I don't know if it should be 45 or what. I'll put the mortar in town. Also, you can launch out of town. I mean, it's just a big model of a town. I'll put the machine gun up here, move the buildings back. And I guess I'll put the main command CO back with those guys. Then the tanks. So this is interesting. They really limited your command. Usually you'd have a command for each of the tanks and all that. It won't really matter in the way this is set up because do you guys see, is there a chat option for you all? I'm just curious. Do I need to invite you to allow you to view or to allow you to jump on here? I'm gonna put Curtis on there, see if he's available, see if he's up, see who's awake. I already invited him. Let's see if Big Board's up. Kev. Sharp. There's a lot of Kevin Sharps. All right, so how about Big Board Gaming? Is he on there? He just comes across as Kev Sharp. Well, I won't invite Kev. Not right now, anyway. So invite. Let's see what happens. Invitation posted. I guess I could post something on Facebook. That's kind of getting a little broad for what I'm doing here since I'm not really playing. If I were playing, I'd probably put it up there. Oh, man, I lost all my viewers. So I set the Q&A app going. Or is that what was going? No, that's chat. Oh, that's interesting. What's the difference between Q&A and chat? When I do Q&A, I don't see anything. Maybe I haven't loaded that app. This, I know, everyone, is fascinating. Man, I wish you could see who the viewers are. And because so Kev was answering questions on there. All right, let's go back to setting up the defense. My dog gave up on me. She was like, forget it. I'm going to bed. It's like my wife. She's like, oh my gosh, go to bed, bro. She doesn't say bro. Oh no, my dog didn't go to bed. She's laying out on the floor here. Whoa, something just popped up. Huh. What is the link event page? If I do that, I go to Facebook. So I'm still recording. I go to messages. How do you tell if someone's awake and alive on Facebook? I thought it said. True. What time is it? Chat. So I know a lot of the people on here, but I don't know a lot of the people on here. So who I see are alive and awake. So I'm probably going to hold off inviting people right now on Facebook because, well, I don't know. But I would like to know how. I need to ask Kev about Q&A or look it up and figure out why maybe no one wants to chat or why I'm not getting any chat here. All right, so setting up the defense. So I have 4 Shermans and a Firefly for this side. And my camera's reversed, but a Firefly's got some pretty good distance. Firefly can shoot out to, I mean, here's the thing, I want to cover this whole board. It shoots out to 80, so using centimeters, so it shoots out the whole board. It could shoot out almost the whole length of the board. And I can set up on half the board, which is kind of mixing my metaphors here. Look at it in centimeters, it's 107. So half of that is 53 and a half. So just outside of this little village here. Little farm village here. So I think what I'll do is I'll set this guy up over here. You can see over there, I think I'll have to check line of sight stuff in the field. If I set him up here, you can look down that way. Maybe I set the Sherman up here. To go into that town right away. Here you can see past that hedge and through the field. Maybe I set these guys kind of in reserve. So I'll set 3 of the Shermans in reserve. This looks like a road going through here. I'm just going to say it's part of the town. So there's that. The command radius of a Blitzkrieg commander is typically, so for the Brits, it's 20 because they've got a normal tactical doctrine. But in this case, it doesn't really matter. I kind of like the idea of maintaining a command principle. I don't know if that's not the right word. Command radius for the game. I'm not sure how to do that though. Like, I don't know if you just add one to the roll if you're not within that radius. But I mean, I got like 0 command here. Also in Blitzkrieg Commander, you don't battle. You can, it's an optional rule, but like this is just like a symbolic command stand. So he's not really something, you can only get him if you overrun him. You can suppress him in artillery, but we don't have that. So, I mean, if I want to keep that command structure, I can do that. So what happens in Blitzkrieg Commander is if you're beyond 20 centimeters, whatever your range of command is, I'm going to have to look that up. I think I'm messing something up. Anyway, if you're beyond the range of your command, you pay a penalty, so it's a -1. So if your command radius was 20, and anything 20 to 40 would be a -1. If you're 40 to 60, it'd be a -2, and so forth and so on. The SS are 25 centimeters, so it's a little longer. There's also, so anyway, so but I like that command because it kind of keeps you with command. It's not just have people like running all over the place. So I think what I'll do is I'll say you kind of have to maintain that. And then what happens if you don't? I guess you have a -1. We'll do the same thing. You have a -1 if you're beyond the command range of your unit. Now it's going to be interesting because the Germans only have 2 commands as well. I'm going to have to look that up, the command radius, because there's something called initiative and command radius. Command radius, I think I'm mixing up. You have initiative range as well. So what happens normally is before the turn, there's an initiative turn. So if the Germans were moving first, they'd have an initiative turn. And if anybody is within 25 centimeters, they can do something. They can move, they can shoot, they can assault. Can they assault? Is that right? Anyway, I'll have to look that up too. It's been a while since I played and all the specifics. So I think that's going to cover that side. I think for this side, so I'm going to put him here. I'm going to say that we do have to maintain a command radius, and it's a -1 to your roll if you're beyond it. The cool thing is at the beginning, these troops may not need to use many command points. It may be all the guys in the front lines here. So let's put this Firefly. We put that Firefly up there. I'm going to put this Firefly up here. I really want to put him in the bocage. I'm going to say you got a restricted fire radius outside of the bocage because you can't see beyond it. I don't know if it should be 45 or if it should be 90. I mean, think about it. If you're a tank on the edge of, I mean, if you're, so these are individuals. So these are squads, and these are individual tanks. I mean, if you're in a bocage, you would only be able to fire a certain thing. You wouldn't be able to shoot 90 out. So, and same with a town. I don't know. What do you guys think? Of course, you can't respond to me, so you can't answer me. I think 45 is good. It seems weird to be 90. Normally these tanks have a 360 on them, I believe. At least that's what I would say in the scale. So to put a guy here, it doesn't really do me any good unless I put him here and you can fire down that lane. So let's do that. Do I have 2 fireflies here? I did get 3 fireflies. I think I will put him here. So he's got that. He's got a little bit of cover. He's got that there. I almost want to just put these guys all the heck over here. So halfway's there. So again, these guys could be hidden. It would be fun to play hidden. And what I would do is give them, you know, each unit and a dummy unit. And someone's made up some rules for it. So I'm going to set this guy here. You can't see him, but he's going way the heck back here. He's way back here. He's firing down this long line of road here. It's just straight. I think I'll make these trees like they block line of sight, like a house or something. So it's just like little copse of woods and stuff like that to break up line of sight. I got another guy sitting over here that you can't see. He's got to kind of move up a little bit. I can just put him in. So all these guys are concealed, meaning the Germans can't see them. So for that tank to get around, he's going to have to go around, literally around. Okay, I'm going to check out the sighting rules in wheat. 20. Wow, 20's not very far. So what's the furthest away? Dang, dude. So back here. Does he reach that guy? Not really. I could get kind of. It's just basically the base to base. So I can move him back a little bit and say it counts. And give it to him. And say I give that to you. He doesn't. So he's a -1. I really feel like I want my tanks up close to get these guys as they're crossing these open fields. Like, please open up a lane of fire. So you know what? I'm going to move this guy over to here. As soon as he can, he's going to move up here to this bocage. This guy too. So I'm going to move him up, both these guys up here. Let's see. Through these fields, I think I won't say it's anything. It's just kind of rough, but through these fields are the kind of thicker ones. I'll look at what it's going to cost to move through that. So now what do I do with my troops? I almost wonder if I should put it up a pretty solid defense in that little village there. Or in those woods. I mean, I have no infantry. I mean, they're just going to come right through there and get right up to it quick. I might need to put some of those A's up there. Putting these B's way back here, the mortar shoot out of the woods. I'll put the machine gun maybe up here to cover here. good there. He's pushing it here. I would say they have it in the town, so I am going to move the machine gun up. This would be sorry. And one of the A's. And their first turn is to move into the town. I'm gonna have to check the command. I'm gonna have to check the concealment rules and what happens there, and when they get seen. So. The Germans have I should have done the numbering better. I didn't. So that will be there. I think these armored cars are supposed to be transporting someone. I will let those, I can't. So they've got one command unit, one HQ, and 2 mortars and 2 machine guns. And these 2 armored cars. They will not be going. See, that guy that's heading behind that bocage down that straight line road, that would be a fun thing to have a hidden unit. They just have hidden markers, so you would know something's there, so you'd have to take that chance. I don't have smoke either. I got tigers, Yog panthers, tigers, and panthers. So, I mean, I think bring them up first. Tigers are pretty slow. I guess if I want to go through the bocage or not, is the German. It looks like I want to go around this right side over here. Pretty lightly defended. And the bocage is a pain in the butt. As the Germans would know, because they would have taken care of that themselves. I will put the, I'm going to say the machine gun and weapon units can ride with the squads since they're small. So 2 and 3. See, now the cool thing is if I had Recce, these guys are supposed to be Recce, which maybe I should make it next time I play this. Recce really allows you to uncover people because right now they're concealed. Recce allows you to reveal. But you can also reveal if they fire at you. So. And they're revealed to everybody for the rest of the game. Unless you go behind cover. So I'm not sure what to do with those armored cars. There's a kind of a mystery to me. What I want to do is I want to send my 4 Panthers storming out there on 2 sides. On one side, actually. I think I want to take them down over here and try to get the tanks over here. They will be followed by these 3 armored cars. Will be kind of the leading vanguard of the unit. Now, I guess if I leave this wide open, they can sweep around and get me over there. So to prevent that, these slower units will come up over here second. with these guys following behind them. Maybe these little armored cars will go up there and help harass these guys. I feel like really bringing them in last and scooting up and getting the. All right. All right, well, let's check a couple things while I'm sitting here just babbling on. Let's check some line of sight and concealment things. All right. It's flat. The intervening linear terrain, which are the trees, the buildings, walls, fences, hedges. Line of sight is blocked by linear terrain unless either the target or the observer are in base contact with the terrain. So these little green hedges here do block line of sight if you're beyond it. This is low area terrain. They are limited to 10 centimeters in. So you can see all the way through these. This one's a little shorter or a little longer than 10. The rest of them are not, but it's low area. "20 centimeters if you're a tank. Unlimited if you're a tank. Interesting. Line of sight is limited to 10 centimeters into, through, or out of. All right, so they can see past this one. These don't have them. That one blocks it. I'll have to make sure to do that more precise next time if I want to block it. Okay. High area are orchards, woods, forest, jungle, and the city. That's limited to 5 centimeters into, through, or out. If both have low, if it's an average and low, same. And if they're both average, which are the tanks, it's 10. No high ground. Smoke screens, although I might want to consider using the tank smoke screens, perhaps. Concealed troops, or if they're out of sight, they're dug in. They move to the edge of cover, and they are previously out of sight. When they open fire, they move along or out. An enemy is within 10 or 20. Target of a rec unit. Okay, so wow, I'm glad I looked at this. Tanks are 180 to the front view, and then restricteds are 90, so 45 on either side. 45 on either side, and then 180, and then recce's and infantry are 360. They're out of sight. So are you concealed? So Is this guy behind this hedge concealed? It's linear terrain. Troops are classed as concealed. It's so funny. I remember having trouble with this. They are out of sight. So, for example, those troops are out of sight because they're not in that built-up area. But if they were in the built-up area, I count them as hidden if they're in that built-up area and they haven't done anything. I mean, I'd consider them. I mean, this bocage is, you know, that's almost like a mixture of high area and low area. I mean, I almost say you can't see them unless they fire out of it. So it's almost like that. Even tanks, I would say it's 5 and 10 for bocage. It's 10 and 20. Okay, so does this? So it's linear terrain. Now I'm going to get my other cheat sheets here. One of which I made myself. Hit definitions. Troops in the open are hit on 4+. Troops in soft or partial cover. What's interesting is they never really, oh yeah, soft and partial. Soft and partial means hedges, scrub, woods, hills, scree, water. So partial cover does not include crops. Would you make a bocage hitting on 6s only? That's a question I have for my lovely audience there who can't respond to me or aren't there. Linear terrain is an obstacle to everyone. Except for some of my armored cars can't go over that. Do that. Whole area doesn't bother anybody. High area to the towns. It's an obstacle and a dense. So normally in Blitzkrieg Commander, if you're going through dense terrain, it's -1 to your command. So like to go into a city, a tank, it's dense, it's -1 as they go in there. It's partially wet terrain, so I don't know how I want to handle that. So they still get the free activation, but then it's a -1. Can they activate on anything but a 1, maybe? If they're going through that kind of stuff, obstacles. That's a pretty big penalty, though. Just don't roll a 1. You know how that goes. I'll have the command here. There it is. The command's going to go over here. This command's going to lead those guys in. Oh, I think I got all that. Oh yeah. Towns, you have to be up to contact to CN. I'm not going to use that in this one. It's going to be hard to get people out of the towns without artillery and suppressing. You don't get suppression in this command initiative rolls. So. Okay. Oh, one thing I think will be cool is if you can see on these boards, it'll be a little harder on this side, but on these blank sides here, come up with some sort of printed image that I could, I think I put a couple like countersunk magnets in here, and then put a picture of like background, like, you know, sky or horizon. That could be kind of cool. I always like pictures when you see it and there's a horizon in the background, kind of blurred out. I mean, how awesome is that? Take your photos from down here. I should do that now. Take a couple pictures here. Oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. Oh my gosh. My dad helped me build this table. Thank you very much, Father. So here I am taking a picture. I should do this. Picture of Google Hangout Live, blank. It's so dark back there in the city. So I don't know if you can see me taking, yeah, you can see me taking a picture there. How cool would that be to have that background back there that's I also have to work on my labeling. I like the yellow ones because it's very clear. Like, you know, at some point someone's eyes are gonna be like, I can't see what the heck I'm looking at here. And I think those eyes could be mine at some point. I don't want to claim that. They're gonna be good. My eyes are gonna be good. I'm gonna see stuff. That's what I'm gonna claim. All right. Well, I think that's it. I need to clean up some other stuff back here off the floor, and then do some cleanup tomorrow. Start rolling dice tomorrow. Got to take care of a dog tomorrow morning as well. So I think we're ready to start. I do need to get some tokens for command. Got my normal, keeping track of my morale or hits with my mini dice. My 30 points of cloud cover can be kept on a 20 and 10 sider. Mini dice back here. More mini dice if I need it. Won't need blast templates. But I do need morale I guess I could just use these suppression tokens. So it said the Germans get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Question is, do transport units count as that? But they have firepower, so yes, I'm giving it to them first. Trucks, I probably wouldn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24. It's a lot of command points there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sheesh. That's a lot. I don't even know if I had that many tokens. They're kind of big. I think of some other ways to do this. Beads. Beads? Beads would be kind of big even for 6 mil. Problem with 6 mil is find markers that are small enough and not obtrusive. All right, well, there's 24. Plus I get 3 extra for my 10 command. So I get 2 extra more for my 9 command. Wow. All right. British. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Sounds right. For 5. Basically what I'll do is I'll just flip them over. And when they're all flipped over, a new turn comes up. Yeah, I gotta think of a better way of doing this. A dial or something. Wouldn't want too many more troops than this, though, man. It's a lot of troops. Tokens. 23. Plus my 8 command is an extra one. Plus my 9 is 2 extra. Germans get first turn. Patorn. Cool thing is I won't have to use any other markers besides the dice and those. I will need to keep track of what different units have. So most, like the command, well, commands have 6, but we don't have to worry about them unless they get overrun. The SS takes 6. The veterans, they're veterans, by the way, the British, they get 6 hits. The MCs and mortars get 5. Oh, yeah. The Germans have flamethrowers. We're doing good, boys. I'm going into this town, so we'll see. The SS also gets something like they get to deduct a die when rolling for suppression or fallback, and no command penalty for assaulting. So that's another thing in Blitzkrieg Commander. You have like a -1 to assault an enemy. They don't have anything like that. So, I mean, I could say it costs you 2 morale, 2 tokens to get them to assault, or I could just play rules as written, which is nothing special. Just go in and do what you're going to do. There's that, and then there's I mean, so if you're a regular, maybe they do pay an extra. You got to think about that. How does that work as far as assaulting? If I want to assault several guys, do I just pay for them all at once and say I'm assaulting, and then they're assaulting, but they so you can kind of get all those guys on at a time. That. Oh gosh, that's a humongous bug outside of my window. Holy cow, dude. What the heck is that thing? That thing was huge. So, wow, that thing was humongous. Anyway, so I gotta think about assaults. So I could say, yeah, it costs an extra command to get a unit or a set. Oh my, what the heck are you, dude? Because you want to kind of give the SS something benefit of assaulting. And deduct 1 die for suppression or fallback. Maybe they get an automatic morale clearance or something. That's kind of a big deal. Maybe that save 1 and 2 fail, but maybe just a 1 fails for SS, and a 2 through 5 removes 1. How'd that work again? Yeah, I mean, I can make it, I think maybe just make it a 1 fails, a 2 through 5 remove 1, and a 6 removes all. And then for doing assaults, it costs you an extra token for an assault order, whether you're sending 1 or 5 people in. But for the SS, it doesn't cost them an extra. We'll see. I think charging 2 per unit to go in would be pretty expensive. we'll have to see about that. And I don't know, I think that's it. I think I'll leave you be here. This is a long one, and this was really more of a test to get this Hangout to work again. I couldn't get it to work, and I did get it to work, so that's cool. All right, I think that's it. I'll call it good. If I'm able, I'll broadcast the playing live. It'll depend who's here and what's going on. If there's people here, I may or may not do it. If there's no one here, I'll for sure do it. I got some other stuff to do tomorrow morning, so we'll see. All right, it's late. Y'all, thanks for the few people who watched during it. Talk to you later.